G'day, this is Captainoob, and somebody once told me this is a Furious All-Star baseball bat with 40% faster swing speed and +1 strength, a 3-star weapon, damn near perfect legendary effects for this thing, and you know what the best part is? I found this in a White Springs vendor. Somebody sold this willingly, so I'm going to prove to them what a horrible mistake they've made. So yeah, right now we've got some modifications. We'll get to that a little bit later, but doing 145 and 9 ballistic and energy damage with this thing, which is actually pretty good. It is a slow swinging speed, two-handed, so Slugger is going to be what we use to actually upgrade this, and you'll notice it's got some of the modifications from the Nuka World DLC. They've made a return, both for the sledgehammer and for the baseball bat, which is kind of strange. Interestingly, I've got, don't have martial artist on right now, but I've got a thing that reduces weight by weapons by like 20%. This thing is only weighing 2.16, so I guess it's like 2.5 weight with this thing, so incredibly light in your inventory, and this thing is in 90% reduced strength, so yeah, that's pretty good. It's not going to take up a lot of space in your inventory, so if it can actually hit well, it might be a weapon that you want to carry around with you at all times, because it only takes up 2 and a bit pounds. So let's go ahead and upgrade this thing's damage, and of course we'll just have to chuck on all of the perks here. So Expert Slugger goes on first, 1 rank of Incisor, and Martial Artist to help us swing even faster. That stacks well with the 40% faster swing speed. Master Slugger, and we've also got the regular Slugger, and a little bit more damage goes into our weapon with a Bloody Mess. And basically it's the same sort of build we were using before. It's going to be a Sneak Ninja Unyielding build, so a little bit squishy here with the 2 endurance, but being well fed gives us an extra 50 hit points, which is kind of huge. Some of that is taken away by Adrenal Reaction, so I've got that. So it's like minus 37 hit points instead of 50, so yeah, that's part of the reason why I am so squishy. But regardless of that, this thing, all of these things adding up, 276 ballistic damage and 17 energy, which is pretty damn solid. Now this thing weighs under a pound with Martial Artist on too, which is pretty good. Alright, so taking a quick look at the modifications of this thing, I've got the Searing Puncturing Rocket. As you can tell, there's a whole lot going on here. Some of these were added in the Nuka World, especially all of the rocketed ones, which are kind of good. This one gives me the best damage, and also it gives me armor penetration, so that'd probably be your best one if you haven't got this one unlocked. I may have attached this one on with a external mod. I can't remember how I actually got this, but what I did to learn this thing is I bought the all these modifications, is I bought the baseball bat plan from like Morgantown or whatever, just somewhere around like a level 1 responders area. And if you create these at 5 wood and 2 plastic, you could just mass produce these and you'll get those modifications really quickly. So it's actually really cheap to, you know, find all the upgrades for this weapon, as it is really cheap to repair that too. It only takes wood and adhesive to repair that. That's massive. Wow. And you can also change the color of this thing a little bit, which doesn't give you any damage, but if you chuck on the All-Star one, which is a pretty rare one, I had to scrap many baseball bats to find this one, it actually gives you that aluminium skin, and it doesn't give you that decal that you get with that World's bat. You know what I'm talking about, the one that you find in Jamaica Plain in Fallout 4. That doesn't actually launch enemies, which is a shame, but it'd be cool if it did. Only 4 aluminium, and that's it. And does that reduce the weight? Yes, it does. So honestly, perfectly, yeah, this is the one you want. This is definitely the modifications to have for this weapon, I think. Alright, so the Super Mutant base is currently occupied, so we'll make a start over here with the tools. Alright, so let's hope we get a spawn here. Indeed we have. Now, the Furious prefix on these weapons, whilst it may be good for sustained hits, I think I'd prefer Bloodied or Instigating on this weapon. Instigating swing speed and Bloodied swing speed is definitely the end-all be-all when it comes to melee weapons. Bethesda are going to have to pull something really powerful out of their asses in future updates of this game if they will ever want to, you know, dethrone that. Or they could nerf it, which would be fucking boring, to be honest. Alright, so not doing too bad against these tools. Obviously we're one-shotting them now with full adrenaline. There's the Wendigo. Let's fucking knock her block off. There we go, we actually get 10 cents for killing a cryptid. No, 20 cents! Oh, I'm fucking rich. Anyways, so coming out here, I haven't cleared out the ones on the top yet, but I know of these guys. These guys usually run in last, so I'll go up and pay these guys a visit. Question is that guy over there this time? No, there's nobody in the corner. So we'll quickly make our way up to the top. Looks like that guy already sort of figured it out, but too bad, he is dead now. So yeah, this thing definitely doing really, really well. Incredibly well, actually. I'm very impressed with this thing so far. And after being so disappointed by the shish kebab yesterday, this is exactly what I need. The fact that this thing is so light, it's so easy to repair, so easy to make and learn all the modifications. It's honestly, I don't know why it's more widely used, because you could get this thing tuned to be very, very powerful very, very quickly. Although having a good drop on this is a little bit rare. Not rare enough that you wouldn't immediately sell it to a vendor, though. That happens. As I said before, I got this from the bloody White Springs vendor. I was like, hang on, what's this then? There was just a Furious baseball bat, hovered over it. Yeah, 40% swing speed, done. I got that right away. I didn't even bother grabbing any of my bartering perks. I just chucked that right on and sent it. And yep, looks like I've made a good investment here. So that was the tools. And yes, they went down quite easily today. And let me just say, I'm so fucking glad that I actually nailed the tools first go. Because I was stuck here for hours the past couple of days whilst trying to record this. Oh, yeah, you're not going to get away from this. Yeah, nobody can escape the Furious Bat. Oh god, that lighting makes me look like a ghoul. Alright, time to take on Swan. So yeah, a bug with this thing is the jets don't go. There's no animations to that at all, so it's just a static thing. So honestly, they're just kind of like lights on the end of a thing. Maybe it's like placebo effect. You'll swing it harder because it's got these cool looking rockets there. I don't really know. We'll just keep on whacking Swan until he dies. There we go, making some good use out of the Furious effect there at least. And he goes down very, very easily. Now, after the ghouls and now Swan, what does this thing look like in terms of condition? Oh, so it doesn't have a fatal flaw of breaking within like 2 hits, so wow. This thing is actually the underdog, I think. This is a really underrated weapon, the baseball bat in general, but with these legendary effects, it's even bloody better. Impressed with it so far, indeed. Okay, let's have a little bit of a go against the crabs again, because I really got to kick this guy's ass. Let's see how we do. Yeah, not too bad. Interestingly, the hit sound for this weapon is that of a machete and not like of a baseball bat, so I guess having that piercing modification makes it make that stabby, knifey noise instead of the battering noise, so I guess this is more of a piercing weapon now than it is a battering weapon as a club. Alright. Let's get this clean out, shall we? Yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of other ghouls have spawned at this point, but that's okay. Honestly, we probably don't need that adrenaline anyways. We certainly don't. Oh yeah, this thing has been fun to use. Really, really fun to use. This thing is actually performing incredibly well. I didn't expect it to go this good, but wow. Okay. It's actually really damn good. Alrighty, Ninja goes down and Enforcer comes up. Let's take on a bat. Alright, let's see how we go. Just gotta shoot him a couple of times in the wing. If he drops, we'll quickly swoop in with our big old bat and batter him to death with that. Alright, looks like he's about to land because he's sort of changing his direction. Yep. And unfortunately, I've opened up a menu when I shouldn't have. No. Unfortunately, he's landed all the way over there, which means he might actually get away from me. Okay, he's trying to snipe at me. Obviously, it's not going to work, so let's just go on the creep for a little bit. And then... oh, okay. One of those plants farted in my face. That's not very nice of them. And no, let's not go into the fissure. And like I said before, he just flew right out because he landed too far away, which is unfortunate. And then I almost killed myself. Okay. Pop that stim pack. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Alright, so he comes down again. We'll batter old mate here. As soon as we get out of this goddamn stagger. Stop that. That's really annoying. And then we'll get closer. And then... oh, come on. Play nice, you fucking piece of shit. Alright. Left wing. Kill that left wing. Okay. Good. And he lands once more. See, we're landing him plenty. And that reminds me of something I saw on Reddit the other day. It was a trending topic. It said, like, the Scorch Beasts are so hard to fight and they don't reward you enough because, you know, people are still struggling with Scorch Beasts. One of the things were like, hey, there should be a way to force them to land. So obviously the people... Ooh, wow, that was a nice hit on him without no sneak attack criticals. Yeah, so obviously it's the people criticizing the game that actually don't know the mechanics, don't know about Enforcer, which I use to drop things. If I'm using heavy guns, I'll use one gun army. Winter uses... Wrong, that's the wrong robot. Winter uses Tormentor if she wants to drop a Scorch Beast, not that she really needs to, but there's plenty of ways that the game provides you to actually... That's a prime receiver for a basic Scorch Beast, nice. But as I was saying, there's plenty of ways the game actually allows you to drop Scorch Beast on the ground, but people don't actually know. Probably because their perk chart is full of non-combat perks. Ugh, scrubs. All of them. Alright, enough screwing around. Let's go ahead and apply some buffs. So that, Grilled Red Sagmo. My carry rate is fine. Thank you very much. Lemonade. There's a lemonade stand. Bit of more endurance would be nice. Thank you, game. Maybe some more endurance out of that. Some more AP and some damage resistance. I'm just stuffing my face right now. And yeah, that'll do. Or maybe a little bit more damage. Sure, why the hell not, eh? So 305 damage off the bat. Ha, get it? And yep. Let's just run in here and just see what we can do. Obviously, powering attack these guys is a good way to drop them. Looks like I've got a full spawn, judging by all of the suicide beeps that I hear. I really don't know how they don't do any damage. Those things were a threat back in Fallout 4, but now they're just kind of, yeah, okay, you're an inconvenience. Maybe you blind me for a little bit longer than I'd like to, but as soon as you're gone, it's over. We don't have to worry about you anymore. You don't do any damage. That's weird. But still, onto that Scorch Beast thing. So, it annoys me that those sort of posts get trending because then it just spreads misinformation that, you know, Scorch Beasts are just some sort of impossible killing machine that is so hard to kill when really it's not. And what pisses me off most about that is not that other players are bad, don't get me wrong. Sure, you don't have to know everything about the game. It's that they've got a say in the trajectory of the game's patching, right? So I'm imagining the reason that the Scorch Beasts were nerfed in the first place, you know, despite them having that stupid blinding stuff. All they needed was to tone down that. But they limited the rate of fire of those guys because these people, I guess they were just casual, yeah, they don't really know the game. They couldn't hack it. They couldn't just beat a regular Scorch Beast. Either that or it'd take them a while because they don't know anything about building proper characters or having proper builds or specializing in anything. Like I said before, they probably have shit like Through Hiker and that one in strength that lowers the weight of medicine, so they carry around hundreds of stim packs because they don't fucking know how to play the game properly. Oh, I mean, it's easy for me to sit back and criticize other players even though I've got God gear, but honestly, they're not that hard. You just need to get good at the game. Learning how the game works and knowing its mechanics is going to make your job at actually, you know, fighting Scorch Beasts a lot easier, so why don't you just learn instead of bitching on Reddit? Okay, I should probably stop ranting about that. Alright, so I don't want to end this video on too much of a sour note, but that was just something on my mind, something I got a notification of towards the day. Pulled out my phone, had this thing, Scorch Beasts are too hard to fight. No! Stop saying that, they're not that bad, get good. So, we could probably use this thing in a stealthy way, but honestly, I feel like we've got the damage output to, you know, not have to do that, which is a very big cut above the instigating shish kebab, because honestly it was stealth or die with this thing, whereas this one you can almost one-shot a super mutant. A little bit more damage there would be nice, but we're doing a lot of damage on the power attack and we still one-shot him there, which is huge. So yeah, I really think that the baseball bat is somewhat of an underdog that's usually overlooked. Obviously the super sledge does have a lot of damage about it, so there's a lot of appeal to it, but honestly, if you're not like expecting to full melee and would just like something to better things out, isn't going to take up 20 pounds of your inventory, honestly you could probably do very, very well with a baseball bat. So, you know, that's actually something worth considering, because obviously weight, as having your carry capacity as limited as it is, as I missed repeatedly on this super mutant. No, that was a block. It just let me know 2 hours later after I actually landed the shot. Yes, this is actually might be a worthy secondary if you don't want yourself being super weighed down by a big old sledgehammer, and I'm really glad I got Born Survivor in. Wow, those guys, and there's unyielding, so we don't have to even power attack with these guys anymore when I've got my health a little bit low, but we're in a little bit of trouble right now, won't lie, so what I'll do is I'll switch back into the sneak mode and we'll kill unsuspecting super mutants. Also, I should probably take... No. Yes, take out Enforcer for Ninja again so I get that extra sneak attack critical. Unfortunately, I removed Adrenaline, so we're going to have to start again, but not like that Adrenaline damage is going to hold us back, or lack of adrenal damage. Adrenaline damage. God damn, if I can string sentences together properly. Yeah, this thing doesn't really need to rely on those sorts of tactics, you know, actually get good damage output, so yeah, incredibly solid weapon. So I think that's everyone but the Hell Room cleared out. So we'll continue on in here. As far as I know, there's no more people with missile launchers around. Although I probably have to pay more attention to those missile launcher guys. I don't pay them any respect now, and I get my ass handed to me for it. So probably a good idea to actually, you know, not proceed with those guys with just caution. Just be a little bit more careful about it, because running in, it's a good way to die. Although I managed to get away with it thanks to Born Survivor. See, that's another perk that makes your stim packs very, very useful, because automatically procs at a certain place, so you don't have to reach into your inventory or have any user input. Although if you do want to save a perk and you've got like a good finger for hotkeys or anything, you could fucking just get rid of that perk, have something else in agility instead. So yeah, there's that. But I'm just a lazy asshole who doesn't know anything about the game and should stop running his mouth. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good. I'm just a little bit lazy about it. Sometimes I'm not always watching my health bar at all times. Maybe if I was a little bit more into it, if I wasn't using up so much mental RAM by running my mouth through this gameplay, I could probably, you know, keep a watch of that. But I have to finish my talking thoughts before I, you know, do stuff. Okay, we've got one left. Don't know where the bloody hell he is, but we'll hunt him down and we'll kill him. Ah, you're the last one. I must have just missed you. Did miss you this time, and I think that is about good enough as time as any to call it there for the Furious Swing Speed +1 Strength baseball bat there. I forgot what it was. It's right in front of me. How could I forget? So, wow, I'm actually really, really impressed by this weapon. Definitely something I want to keep in my inventory. If I got a bloodied one instead of a furious one, that would have been a god drop. But honestly, I got it from a vendor. If it was bloodied, I probably wouldn't ever, you know, have this in my inventory in the first place. Whoever looted it, unless they were completely not really in the know about the meta of the game, would probably have kept it. But regardless, Furious on this thing has done very, very well with me. If we do get a little bit of legendary modification in the legendary vendor add-on that they'll eventually get to making, if I could make this thing bloodied, I'm going to be very, very happy. So, if you'd like to see this thing in your game, I don't know, maybe ask a friend. Maybe they've got a baseball bat of the swing speed variety that they don't really want to use. Show them this video and you want to use it, but if you want to use it, just say, hey, can I borrow your baseball bat? I don't really know where to find these things. Honestly, there's not a lot of these things going around on the market either. Everyone's concerned about the big old super sledges, but I think this thing is a very, very capable weapon despite not having quite as much damage. I feel like it swings faster too. See, it hasn't got that sledgehammer animation, so I feel like it swings ever so slightly faster. Plus, there might be little things like less AP and power attacks too, so, ooh, I turned up my sensitivity. But yep, that is my look at a Furious Swing Speed +1 Strength baseball bat with all of its cool ass modifications. Thank you very much for watching. Oh yeah, here's this thing with adrenaline damage to the maximum and no adrenal reaction or unyielding on that. 406 damage. It's solid.